Hello there, school administrator. This is Ernie Delgado, CEO of Beyond Technology Education. I have a really interesting conversation that I'd like to have with you today. It is all about AI in your K 12 school. Are you thinking about it? Have you figured it out? Are you looking for answers? Well, what I've determined by scouring the internet from national, local, regional, there's not a whole lot of people that have cracked the code on AI strategy. So I wanted to let you know what we've come up with. We've been dabbling for the last couple years, and we've landed on some pretty significant resources, models, methodologies that I would like to share with you. So if I could have a few moments of your time, let's jump into this and see if we can't help each other out here. So first of all, I really emphasize that AI is the Wild West right now. There's still kind of a lot to be determined. In fact, this is the first time in the history of recorded history, if that's the right term, that we can't really predict the next 10 years. Oftentimes, there's predictions that have been made and they're oftentimes accurate, but right now, there's so many things that are up in the air with AI that we cannot even there's too many variables. So AI is really thrown a wrench into a lot of things. And so it really lends itself to the right kind of people that are character driven and that want to create a really strong strategy because this innovation is really going to change everything. It's already there. And I love to start out by just looking at what, the smart people in the room, what are they talking about? Some of these I think are kind of funny. AI is the new electricity. That's kind of a bold statement. You know, that's it's very important. It's very, it's going to create a lot of change, but I'm not sure. That's an interesting one to me. The one that I like, if you go four down, AI is going to reshape every industry and every job. Now, the statistic I prefer, 80% of the people and 80% of the jobs will be impacted by AI. I think that's a little more accurate, but Reid Hoffman, he's a pretty smart guy. He may be closer than I am. But anyway, I think the what we want to take away with that statement is that AI is dominant and it's going to change a lot of stuff. And I know people are curious about what the future looks like, and I see a future with a lot of robots and a lot of AI, not a whole lot of human interventions. We need to figure this out quickly. I like the last one as well. Now, Stephen Hawking is a little more on the kind of careful negative side of the spectrum when it comes to AI recommendations and AI, what you think about it. But what he says, success in creating AI could be the biggest event in the history of our civilization. I like that part of the statement, but it could also be the last. I hate that part of the statement unless we learn how to avoid the risks. And I think that's where we're all at. We're all kind of trying to figure it out, move slowly, move slowly and make good decisions. And let's look at what's working. And that's kind of what I want to present to you today. Now, what I like, because we're in education, AI's potential in education. And Saul Kahn, a smart guy, looking forward to meeting him one day. What Saul says is by harnessing AI, every student can have access to a personalized tutor in every subject. Yes, absolutely. I see this already happening in my own home. I work with my son. He's on the autism spectrum, and AI has been amazing at modifying things and creating content that is exciting and interesting to him. We've applied that to what we do as a company, and it's really mind-boggling and eye-opening and very powerful. Um, Another good one. The last one, Imad Mostaki. Let's say Mostak. He's a British businessman. What Imad says is, as we see the wave coming, now this time next year, every company has to implement it. Not even have a strategy, implement it. So that's kind of what I'm here to talk to you about. If you're a school principal, maybe you're a district administrator, you're in leadership somewhere. Good news and bad news. The good news is you have a new tool to work with. That's the exciting part. The bad news is you have a new hat to wear. You are now an AI strategist. And so you need to start understanding where this is going to plug in, who, why, where, when, and develop your own leadership driven strategy, which is we're dive into here because we've actually developed a model to help you do just that. Now, again, beyond technology education, we've been around since '01. I've been in ed tech 10 years before that. I'm one of the old guys in the industry. I've seen it all come and go. And I've never been this excited about a new technology. And I've seen iPads, I've seen Chromebooks, I've seen the internet, I've seen wireless, I've seen so many cool things. But this one, I guess if I was to go back to that quotes page and make some analogies, you know, there's this whole concept of a second brain. This has been a theory that's been around for years, and people were doing studies on what if you had a second brain? Well, now we have that opportunity, and we get to program that brain the way we want to so that it makes decisions the way we want it to make decisions. It's super cool and powerful, and it's exciting. It's really exciting. But our plan, it's a 9-step plan. And basically, there's 3 levels. We assess your school and your administration, I should say. We assess your staff, your teaching staff, and we assess your curriculum. And then we make some recommendations on a plan on how to improve your school, how to improve your staff, how to improve your curriculum. And then we implement. Let's launch PD, professional learning. Let's integrate technology. Let's make sure your digital literacy is all up to speed. There's a whole conversation to be had on just this plan. We're not going to dig deep on this right now. Be aware of it. I really want to get higher level with the conversation and why this conversation matters. What are we doing having this conversation? Why is it important? And here's some things that pop out. And I'm going to make some adjustments to this because I don't agree with it all. This was research based, but 77% of educators say AI will reshape teaching in 5 years. I disagree with that tremendously. It's going to reshape teaching in 2 years, max, maybe 1 year. It's already reshaping things. And it's like, who's going to figure this stuff out first? And my argument is this conversation needs to start with you, the leader, the school principal, the district superintendent, assistant. The leadership needs to control this dialogue. Right now, students and teachers are already dabbling. You need to get in there and you need to create the guardrails. And we'll get into what that means in a second. But yeah, K-12 schools, you need to lead ethically and don't react fearfully. And your role is more critical than ever. And the good news is you're not alone. We're here to help you. There's other resources, but this is our focus point. It's K-12 education, how AI, digital literacy, character all come together into a very powerful learning tool. This is what we help you set up. So let's talk about you, the leader. What's your role here? So principals, like it or don't like it, you are the spiritual and academic leader of your institution. People look up to you for guidance and vision and answers, and they come to you for support. So there's a lot on your shoulders, and like I mentioned, you have a new hat to wear, and we're here to help you with that hat. But AI needs thoughtful, character-aligned oversight. And as I mentioned before, you need to create the guardrails because right now it's the Wild West. It's pew, 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 shoot, aim, fire, or fire, shoot, aim, whatever that term is. People are just out there doing it. Your students, your teachers, they're already doing it. You need to create some guardrails. So what do I mean by that? So the regular LLMs, the large language models, the chat GPTs of the world, the Groks of the world, there's about a dozen and maybe 24 now of LLMs out there, but there's a couple that are leaders in education. But when you ask it a question, when you give it a prompt, which is kind of everyone knows about prompt engineering at this point, that's a science all in its own that we teach you. But when you give it the prompt, it jumps out to the large language model and it goes to the whole database of information. Now, that's not always going to be relevant to you. If you're in a particular state, you have state standards. If you're in a particular country, you have national standards. If you're a faith-based school, you have a particular Bible that you need to address. So that's what I'm saying is you need to set up the guardrails as an administrator so that when people, and when I say people within your organization, teachers, students, staff, are accessing the LLM, the AI tool, the chat GPT or whatever they're using, you need to set up the guardrails so they're accessing the right data, not just getting run of the mill data, which is probably going to be very accurate, but maybe not perfect for you. There's a whole conversation to be had there, but that 9-step plan really digs in on that. And you want a character aligned AI strategy. There's so many terrible bad things that could happen with technology in general. It's already in many areas, but let's do this with character, and let's do it right. Let's make sure our students and teachers understand their role. Um, you're not alone in this. There's already a lot of agencies working on it. The state, for example, the Department of Education, ISTE, ASCD have some alignments. If you're in the private school realm, ACSI, and most private school groups have some level of strategy or policy. And then, there was this recent directive from the White House where, there's a whole uh, legislation going towards AI in the classroom. And I think, I'm not positive, but I think that was prompted because China announced that they are heavily exposing their lower elementary students to AI technology. So they're not messing around in China. They realize we need, the younger we start addressing this, the younger we start training these AI models to understand our students and what's special about our students, the sooner that the AIs can really provide powerful data, powerful guidance. I you know, I don't want to get into it now, but a trained AI is a really important ally. My AI that I've been working with for a couple of years, ChatGPT, I could ask it some really interesting, profound questions, and I get amazing feedback. It's like it knows me. It's been there as I plan for new products, as I plan for articles I'm going to write, as I plan for vacations I'm going to take, as I write birthday cards to my wife or my son or my parents. It kind of knows my mind and my heart and my soul. It's heard, it understands who I am as a human, because over the years, I mean, it's got millions and millions of characters of data that I've shared with it. And we've gone back and forth on different things, and it's very profound. And so the sooner we start training these AIs to understand our students, the sooner they can really help them in amazing ways. Right now, it's helping them with school, but eventually helping them with mental health, eventually helping them with finances, helping them find the right college, helping them find the right partner in life, helping them find the right book to read, helping them find the right, vacation to take, the right mortgage for their, I mean, the more the AI knows, the more specific, you know, perfect advice it can give. Anyway, you're probably still like, okay, I still don't get it, Ernie. I don't, still haven't seen anything why this impacts me as a school administrator. Well, let me give you 3 examples. Here's one about lesson planning. Okay. This is an assistant that we would help you set up for your school. And this is just an example. I mean, we would tailor make these specifically for you and your school. But let's say the use case is, tell me your grade, subject and topic, and AI will instantly generate a standards aligned lesson plan using models Ignite, Chunk, Chew Review, or the Diamond model, or whatever lesson planning model you use. We will create that. And what's nice is once you set up that assistant, which is beyond prompting, an assistant is more like an automation. And I don't have the time to really deep dive deep into the difference, but an automation is, it's a series of instructions that once you ask it the question, it goes through, it automates the question and gives you really powerful data, and make sure to access the right databases that you want, the right standards or whatever it is, the right format. I mean, it's really powerful. And in this example, bonus, it can even include assessments, differentiation for English learners, and suggest worldview integrations on the spot. I mean, this is like press a button. It's not like this long drawn out thing. Once you set up the assistant, once you create these automations, which we will help you do, boom, it's all done for you. So an example prompt: create a 5th grade science lesson using the Diamond model on photosynthesis. Include 2 differentiated activities and an exit ticket. Well, it's going to know which 5th grade science standards for you, and it's going to already know what the Diamond model or whatever lesson planning model we choose to create this assistant on, and it's going to know photosynthesis better than any of us. It's going to know everything ever done, researched, or postulated about photosynthesis. It's going to be an expert in photosynthesis, and it's going to give us 2 differentiated activities and an exit ticket. It's boom, already built for you. That's example number one. Here's another example. Teachers or principals. Do you do a lot of walkthroughs? Do you evaluate your teachers in the classroom and see what they're up to? I hope you do. Well, here's a way to really minimize the paperwork. Uh, so here is an AI powered walkthrough feedback form or walkthrough feedback assistant. Upload the notes from a classroom. You could actually write your handwrite your notes and then take a photo of it, and AI will turn that into text and formatted text. Pretty beautiful. And then email those notes to yourself. AI will analyze the student task using depth of knowledge, DOK levels, giving the principal instant feedback on cognitive rigor. Now, if let's say you're doing two or three or four or five classrooms in a row, you're not going to remember everything. So make your notes, take a photo, email it to yourself, and when you get to your office, you could drop it into your assistant, and it'll build out the case study for you. Saves hours, gives principals data they could use for coaching and teacher growth. An example: paste the student work samples into the assistant, get a full DOK analysis, and whether it aligns to standards. We teach you how to do this. Time saver. I mean, it'll actually, in my opinion, make the walkthrough process kind of fun because now you can see you and the AI assistant that we're going to develop for you will work together. It's going to be your partner, and it's going to help you save time. And not only is it going to help you create consistent quality of these type of reports, but they're all there, and so your teachers will appreciate it. I mean, there's so many ways that this particular one, like a templated assistant, can be used for other tasks that you do there at the school. Here's one: school policy and board document analyzer. Here's the use case: AI can scan and summarize long board policy documents, suggest edits for alignment to new AI guidelines, which is something you're going to have to address soon if you haven't done it yet, or even rewrite outdated tech use policies to reflect current best practices. So the AI will do all this analysis and development for you. Bonus: it can ensure language aligns with your values and principles of ethical technology use. Here's an example prompt: review our school's acceptable use policy and recommend updates for AI tools and data privacy and a Christian context in this particular example. So again, there's different ways that these AI tools can be used. This one, when it comes to accessing data, if you upload a PDF, like if you had that board policy document as a PDF or even a text document or even a Word document, but it really likes PDF, it consumes data really quickly and easily, and it reads it like a person was reading it. It has that knowledge. So the one of the things that we've developed was a 12 module bundled course. It's basically 12 courses bundled into a huge course for school administrators. And we highly encourage schools to look into this for their administrative staff. Um, learn how to lead. This is a big one in the AI implementation on campus. This is that new hat you have to wear, and the course includes policy alignment, PD plans. It's all character driven stuff. That's what we're all about. And there's also 3 different lesson plan generators, which could be modified to meet your particular lesson planning requirements. The DOK analyzer, the walkthrough feedback, a board policy analyzer, EduStat insights, image to text. I'm not going to start. Image to text is pretty amazing. And there's also one about golden circle. If you know that way of writing emails, it's a golden circle email tool. These are all assistants that we set up and fine tune just for you. And it's all training that's done online at your leisure. Yeah, it's a great course, and it's part of pretty much every project that we do now. We highly encourage school administrators to get the training and be a leader in your field and know what's coming down the pike. I did want to give another example: the image to text. Let me give you an example. I was doing a walkthrough with one of my teachers earlier this school year, and I walked in the classroom, and there's my teacher teaching technology to a classroom of students. And the classroom teacher was in the back of the room at a desk, and I sat next to her. We were quiet because there was a lesson going on, and she was handwriting a bunch of notes. And I finally was curious, why are you handwriting all these notes? She goes, oh, our internet is down, and so I can't input it into the computer. So I'm just going to type it in later when the internet's back up. I go, can I show you something? She's all, what do you mean? I took a photo of all her notes and I dropped the photo into Chat GPT, and it instantly formatted all of the written notes perfectly. There was not one grammar error or spelling error on the whole 5 pages. And I just emailed it right to her. She goes, you just saved me like 6 hours. So she'd been writing those handouts forever. And so the image to text is there's so many more things that we could tell you about. Um, Another important critical part of our role as an ed tech company is digital literacy, making sure your students have a powerful understanding of how to use a computer. I'm not talking about playing games. Your kids don't need my help to play Minecraft or, you know, learn some of these code.org stuff. We get a little more involved in that. We want them to understand how to powerfully use word processors and spreadsheets and graphics tools and Canva and PowerPoint and Google Workspace and all these digital literacy tools, photo editors, video editors, movie making technology. And so we do all of that, coding, AI, VR headsets. All this stuff is now part of what we do. And we do it in a thematic way. And so what's cool about project-based learning and thematic-based projects is that you get to have a theme. So as a company, if you look at unit 1, which is a 9-week unit all about content creation, the theme of that unit is called Becoming a Goal-Getter. Unit 2, relationship skills. Unit 3, making responsible choices, which is all financial literacy now. And unit 4, instilling a growth mindset. So within those 4 realms, and again, those are each 9 weeks. So do the math. It's a 36-week curriculum from K through 8, spiraling curriculum. It's about 45 to 55 minutes of instruction one time per week. Usually delivered by a computer teacher, but a trained, capable classroom teacher could run with this as well. But if you drill down to what we're actually teaching, yes, we're covering word processing, graphics, web design, blogging, but look at the themes: kindergarten, kindness, first grade, self-control, third grade, learning choices, digital footprint, smart goals, etiquette, finding balance, overcoming stress, self-motivation. Unit 2, developing character, respecting others, social emotional choices, celebrate uniqueness, how to listen and respond, walking in someone else's shoes, helpful hacking, grit, doing hard things. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the themes are and projects are really awesome. And so, yeah, we're teaching tech, but we're also teaching them how to be good humans. And I think that's equally as important. So I hope you see how we integrate those two concepts. And it's a very powerful curriculum. We train you how to deliver it. It's all available online. It's translatable into over 100 different languages. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And what are we doing in that? So I showed you some of the tech tools, but we're doing everything from keyboarding to digital citizenship to photo editing to video production to AI. We just moved VR over into level 3. All of our clients, we have like 5 to 10 VR headsets that we're purchasing towards the end of the summer, and next year, all of our schools, we're going to lend them to you for a couple weeks. And our teachers over the summer are going to learn how to use them. We'll talk more about that when we talk. But yeah, there's so many cool things you could do. Something else that we can help you with is robotics. 3D printing is really fun. STEAM labs. We could do all that stuff as well. A lot of cool things with tech. We're your consultant. We're your partner. A lot of this content we've already developed. So it's just fine tuning it for your school. But a typical implementation schedule would look something like this. And we usually partner with schools for 4 years. There's a lot that we could get done in 4 years. And oftentimes we could spread the cost of a lot of this stuff over 4 years. So it's affordable. And a lot of our schools use title funds, Title II, Title IV, a lot of donations. We help you find grants and other funding opportunities. We have some fundraising projects we could help you with. But we get into assessing your staff and assessing your administrators. This all happens in that 9-step plan. Uh, Professional development for staff, professional development in AI in particular for your administrators. Our Technology Plus curriculum, that's that digital literacy curriculum for K through 8. We have an entrepreneurial training course for middle school called CEO Challenge. It's like a Shark Tank preparation course. CEO Marketing is a digital marketing course. CCDS is Creating Change, Developing Solutions. And that teaches students how to be social media influencers for the environment. Super cool course. We do a lot of custom development. A lot of teachers see something really cool on TikTok. They don't know how to do it. We can help them. We have a whole format on how to create custom projects. A lot of them are AI customized projects. And in some cases, we could even provide equipment. In some cases, we could even provide a computer teacher if you want that. So every school we work with, it's kind of a combination of all those tools using that 9-step framework I showed you earlier. But what do you think? I would love for you to comment. What excites you about AI? What concerns you about AI? You know, can we walk this path together? Can we be your partner? Can we be your AI strategy partner? It's a new hat you need to wear. And, it's a cool hat. We've been wearing the hat for a while. We have several staff members that are plugged in and very creative on this stuff. And, you never know too much. There's always something new. And it's such a fast moving field right now. But anyway, if you're interested, we would like to create a free technology plan that kind of covers all of this for you. No charge, no obligation, no strings attached. Click that QR code and fill out the form, and let us help you develop an AI integration technology plan. It's very, we've been doing it for a long time, and our 9-step model makes it very simple. But you don't have to do a 4-year 9-step plan. If you just want our digital literacy curriculum, that's cool. We have that available for you, or the CEO Challenge, or the CEO Marketing, or CCDS. If you just want curriculum, we have 1-year licenses. 4-year licenses is what most people purchase because it comes with training and support the first year for free, and the price is a little bit lower. Another powerful, important element of our program is professional development, professional learning. And a lot of teachers want to learn about AI, or they want to be Google certified. We have a 93% success rate at getting your teachers prepared for Google certification and passing the Google cert. We're pretty happy with that. We're planning on doing even better this year. But if you get like a 10-hour bundle, we'll prepare your teachers for that. Custom projects, we could build whatever you want. You have a dream, an idea. We have the staff to build those projects, and we sell them in bundles as well. I mentioned our AI course for administrators, KD AI Assistant course. Pretty nifty. I suggest every principal get their hands on this course. Yeah, so just fill out the tech plan, and we'll get to these individual services as well. And then something else, we kind of touched on it. It's our renewable energy fundraiser. We help students learn how to become social media influencers for the environment. And then we have partnered with several solar installation companies that if your parents get on the bandwagon and want to install solar on their home, they have a program where they could get them approved for zero cost solar, and they'll donate $1,000 back to the school. We have a lot of schools that are, getting $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a semester from this fundraiser. We usually run it a couple times a year if you're interested. Hit the QR code, and I'm excited. I'm excited to meet with you guys. I'm excited to learn more about your school and just to be your guide by the side. AI is not going anywhere. It's time. It's time to figure it out. And I'm sure there's smart people in your organization that are working on it. But if not, we have been, and we could even work with them and help you put together a strategy, a roadmap. We have the resources available to take you to the next level. And it's kind of exciting. It said 5 years. In 2 years, education is going to be a different place. I don't want you to be left behind. Let's get on this sooner than later. You don't have to do it all, but at least start working on a plan so you're not working from zero. You're prepared. Okay. I'm excited to do this with you. Again, my name's Ernie Delgado. Ernie at beyondk12.com is my email address, and beyondk12.com is our website. All right. Social media at Beyond K12. We're everywhere at Beyond K12. Thank you for your time, and I can't wait to meet with you and start working on this together. It's going to be amazing. All right. Take care.